Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Poppin' This D. About to react to this vid by Real Reality Gossip. There are so many red flags in Beyonce and Jay-Z's relationship. Okay, we're gonna see what all these red flags are. This channel talks about a lot of red flags in people's relationships or whatever the case, and goes over all the tea, all the deets, stuff we didn't know. So yeah, let's see what they say in this vid. Let's watch.
Our RRG besties have been asking us to do a red flag video on Beyonce and Jay-Z's relationship. There's so much history between these two, there's no way we can discuss every single red flag. So we won't be talking about the rumors of Jay's alleged relationships with other artists. We also don't have the time to dissect all of their song lyrics where they reference their marriage. We also aren't going to get into the rumors of Jay reportedly having children before he met Beyonce. We'll save that information for another day. After implementing our top-notch investigation skills, we were able to find some other mind-boggling information about the Carters and a bunch of... As always, if digging into other people's business isn't your cup of tea, then this might not be the video for you. But for the rest of y'all, don't forget to scoop up something to munch on at RRG order during our experience exit from Tina to affect an adult's interpersonal relationships. Growing up in Houston, Texas, Beyonce watched her parents break up and reconcile several times. Her mom, Tina, described Beyonce's dad, Matthew, as being obsessed with trying to turn Beyonce into a star. He quit his corporate job, and according to Texas Monthly website, Tina became the breadwinner by working long hours at her hair salon. The financial strain wasn't the only thing that drove a wedge between them. In a book called Becoming Beyonce, which we've linked for you in the description box, Matthew allegedly got caught up in a web of narcotics and kinky intimate acts with people other than his wife. During one of their separations, they sold their family home, and Tina, Beyonce, and her younger sister Solange moved into an apartment. A man named David Lee Brewer Jr., who claims to be Beyonce's childhood vocal coach, wrote a book called Beyonce Raising Genius, which we've linked for you in the description box. In the book, David claims Matthew and Tina's relationship was a business arrangement, and there was infidelity on both sides. In a jaw-dropping revelation, David alleges that Tina had an affair with her now husband, Richard Lawson, when she was married to Matthew. Around the same time Destiny's Child got signed to Columbia Records, Tina and Matthew reconciled, only for Tina to file for divorce in 2009. They got back together in 2010, and Tina filed for divorce again after Matthew got 2 women pregnant. Their divorce was finalized in 2011. And what does all of this have to do with Beyonce? Well, even if parents try their hardest to cover up the dysfunctional dynamics of their relationship, children can pick up on tension, anger, and resentment in the household. Dr. Rebecca Burgeon told Brides.com that our early years set the bar for how we see, give, and receive love, and what we tolerate in our adult relationships. As for Jay-Z, he grew up as one of 4 children in Brooklyn, New York. After his dad's brother lost his life, it caused his dad to slip into a life of alcohol and substance abuse. Around the age of 11 or 12, his dad left. Jay told GQ, "My dad was such a good dad that when he left a huge scar. He was my superhero." Jay felt abandoned. He told Playboy magazine it caused him to be more closed off, which made him have difficulty forming relationships. In 2018...
I hate when people use that excuse. I'm sorry. Like, at some point, you have to take accountability for your own shitty behavior. You cannot blame your daddy leaving you on you being a hoe. Like, what?
Year-old Beyonce and the members of Destiny's Child appeared at MTV's Spring Break Festival in Cancun.
Wait, she said how old is she?
In 2000, 18-year-old Beyonce and the members of Destiny's Child appeared at MTV's Spring Break Festival in Cancun. 30-year-old Jay-Z was there as well. In the song 713 from their joint album, Jay-Z raps that they ended up sitting next to each other on the plane ride back home. Jay says it took a while before they spoke to each other again. And why was that? Well, according to Jay, Beyonce was seeing someone else, her childhood sweetheart, Lyndall Locke, whom she started dating sometime around 1993. Beyonce's Uncle Larry spilled all their little business in an interview with Celebuz's website. Uncle Larry said Beyonce wasn't interested in Jay at first because she wasn't attracted to him. But over time, she fell in love with his mind. Jay, Beyonce, Missy Elliott, Maxwell, and a bunch of other entertainers posed for the 2001 cover of Vanity Fair's music issue. Jay later told the publication that during the time of the photo shoot, they were, quote, just beginning to try to date each other. When asked what he meant by the word try, he responded, "You got to dazzle, wine and dine." We're not sure what kind of wine he was buying 20-year-old Beyonce, but either way, they had their first date at Nobu Restaurant. And when Jay showed up, he had a friend with him. He later called it the first foolish mistake he made in their relationship. They went on to make sweet music together, including their first duet, the 2002 song "03, Bonnie and Clyde." During a video released in conjunction with his album 444, Jay admitted he didn't enter into their relationship by being 100% honest. But was he the only one that was untruthful? Apparently not, and there might have been a bit of an overlap between the end of Beyonce's relationship with Lyndall and the start of her relationship with Jay. She allegedly dumped Lyndall in 2003 after 10 years of dating. He asked her about the rumors that she had something going on with Jay, reportedly denied it, and told Lyndall, "He's not even my type." Beyonce was all in and reportedly crazy in love, while Jay was still playing the cool guy act. During an April 2003 interview with Playboy magazine, he referred to Beyonce as just a friend. When he was asked if he was as close to her as he was to rapper Memphis Bleek, Jay said no. And he added, "Memphis been with me since 1994. Between Beyonce and him, Beyonce's got to go." Jay reunited with his father right before his 2003 passing. The loss of his dad reportedly opened him up to giving and receiving love. One of his friends told Rolling Stone, "I've never seen him sprung like this. He cares about her, gives her great advice. He wants his woman to look right. They adore each other." Although they appeared at several red carpet events, they dodged questions about their relationship. Beyonce later told Essence magazine that they made a joint decision to keep their private life private. She added, "I know that Jay and I probably do inspire people, and I appreciate people feeling proud. But this is the only way I've been able to stay sane. So why would I start talking now? Not speaking controls your brand." And what did her parents think about her dating someone 12 years older than her?
She still lives by that.
Despite Jay leaving the streets behind and making positive changes to be a better person, it appeared that Beyonce's dad, Matthew, could see right through him. Because, as they say, game recognized game. During a November 2006 interview with NPR, Matthew was asked, "Tell us what you really thought about Jay-Z as the guy for your daughter." Matthew's answer was, "What went through my mind was next question. Did you get that? Next." The London Mirror also quoted Matthew as saying he didn't care for Jay at all. He added, "No, I'm not close to him. He is not somebody I like to spend time with." Was Papa Bear jealous that his baby girl was growing up and had another man in her life? Or did he see the red flags waving all over the place? Beyonce describes herself as a non-traditional woman, so when they decided to get married, she didn't even want an engagement ring. She told Essence magazine that people put too much emphasis on the ring, and it's just silly to her because it's a material object. However, she was spotted wearing a $5 million emerald cut diamond ring. She and Jay also got matching tattoos of the Roman numeral 4 on their ring fingers, since the number 4 is of significance to them. She didn't even care about having a huge wedding. Since she had walked down so many red carpets with cameras flashing in her face, it diminished her need to be the center of attention on her wedding day. But still, they planned their special day in secrecy and set a date for April 4th, 2008. Months before their wedding, Jay was reportedly in Miami to film a commercial when he met Olivia McFaller, an up-and-coming rapper. During an interview with Radar Online, Olivia said she was on set at the commercial and hanging out with her sister when Jay moved his chair next to hers. They chatted for a few, and then he left. Olivia said one of Jay's bodyguards approached her and said Jay wanted her number so he could call her when he was back in town.
For the most part, Jay hit me on I will reach you when I'm in town.
He wanted you to be his girl Friday.
You want me to be his girl when he's in town.
Olivia said she thought it was immature for him to ask for her number through his bodyguard, and she also didn't want to be disrespectful toward Beyonce, so she refused to give him her number. They reportedly ran into each other again at Nobu in Miami. She said she was with her group of friends, and Jay was with his group of friends, which included Beyonce's sister, Solange. Olivia said they both left their tables and met up in a private corridor, where they finally exchanged numbers. Olivia told Radar Online, Solange walked right past and kind of peeped the whole thing, stared me down like, "You see me, right?" Nothing came from the entire situation, and Olivia tried to capitalize off the scandal by releasing a song called Sorry, Mrs. Carter. As for her rap career, well, it never really popped off, and Olivia faded to black. Beyonce and Jay tied the knot on April 4th, 2008, in an intimate ceremony in Jay's Tribeca penthouse. 2 years later, Jay was in the middle of a cheating scandal. Hollywood Street King blog, better known as HSK, reported that Jay had been seeing a woman since before he and Beyonce got married. The woman was identified as a publicist named Kathy White. In online photos, she appeared to be well connected to several people in the industry, including TV personality Claudia Jordan. After doing some digging, HSK uncovered a photo from 2009 of Jay sitting at a table at a nightclub in Las Vegas with a few people, including Diddy, and guess who was also sitting at the table? Kathy. Oddly enough, the image has been scrubbed from the internet. Yes, it literally poofed into thin air. An insider told HSK that Jay bought Kathy a pair of $2,500 Louis Vuitton shoes to wear for their night out in Vegas. And he also told her to bring a bunch of friends so people wouldn't suspect that they were a couple. Now, here's where things get messy. HSK claimed that sources were made aware of Kathy and Jay's affair through Kathy's friend, Jason Lee. Could this be the same Jason Lee who runs Hollywood Unlocked? We're unsure. But one thing we do know is that back during those days when HSK was the most poppin' blog on the internet, the website owner had to dodge lawsuits all the time. And if the report about Jay and Kathy was false, surely Jay's people would have reached out to HSK to get the blog post removed, right? Well, they didn't. And 10 plus years later, all of the posts about Jay and Kathy's alleged relationship are still posted on HSK's website. And we've provided links to the juicy tea in our description box. So anyway, after running the story and the internet going wild over the allegations, Kathy deleted her social media accounts. From there, the story went quiet. For a bit. As Jay became more involved in Beyonce's career, an insider told Celebuzz that Beyonce's dad was pushed to the side. The insider added, "There's no bigger controller than Jay. Beyonce is great, but she'd be a little lower on the totem pole if it weren't for hooking up with Jay." The insider said Beyonce went from being under the control of her dad to being under the control of her husband. And as much as she wanted to make her own decisions, there was always a man around pulling her strings.
That's the second time I heard this.
Beyonce severed ties with her dad and fired him as her manager in 2011 amid accusations of theft. She now has her own management company called Parkwood Entertainment. That same year, she announced her first pregnancy at the 2011 MTV VMA Awards. 4 days later, 29-year-old Kathy, the woman who was rumored to be Jay's mistress, passed away from an alleged brain aneurysm.
Oh. R.I.P.
Blue Ivy was born in 2012, and 2 years later, there was more trouble in paradise. After Solange and Jay's elevator fight, many people suspected the altercation was due to Jay possibly cheating on Beyonce. A Houston radio station asked Matthew to chime in on the rumors. In his response, Matthew pretty much said it was a PR stunt, or in his terms, it was all a Jedi mind trick. The Carters kicked off their On the Run tour in the summer of 2014, and Beyonce changed several of her song lyrics to fuel the rumors that Jay was stepping out on her. And then came a blind item report that their marriage was nothing more than a business arrangement that was hanging on by a thread. Now, if this is true, it sounds eerily similar to what people said about Tina and Matthew's relationship. Don't you agree? An insider told the New York Post they made the classic mistake of thinking a child would change everything and help to rekindle the initial fire, and it didn't. Another insider told Page 6 that Beyonce and Jay knew they were the king and queen of hip-hop and they weren't ready to lose their titles. The insider speculated that they would stay married but live separate lives. The source added, they are business people first, entertainers second. Husband and wife comes somewhere down the line.
Not somewhere down the line.
After wrapping up their tour, Us Weekly reported Beyonce was making moves to end their marriage. The publication also reported she had been looking at apartments in Manhattan without Jay by her side. When Beyonce dropped her 2016 album Lemonade, she alluded to Jay cheating, as well as the hurt and anger she felt, and the mysterious Becky with the good hair. In her song Daddy Lessons, she seemingly compares her parents' failed marriage to her own. She sings, "You remind me of my father, a magician, able to exist in two places at once. In the tradition of men in my blood, you come home at 3 a.m. and lie to me. What are you hiding?" Jay dropped his 444 album in June 2017, where he also opens up about the troubles in their marriage. It wasn't until a November 2017 interview with the New York Times that he finally fessed up and admitted he was a cheater, pumpkin eater. Some people were turned off by the belief that the Carters were monetizing their marital issues, while others were all ears for the tea. In an essay for Vogue magazine, Beyonce said she had been through it all in terms of betrayals and heartbreaks. She wrote, "I have had disappointments in business partnerships as well as personal ones, and they all left me feeling neglected, lost, and vulnerable." In another essay, she wrote how coming from a lineage of broken male-female relationships, abuse of power, and mistrust affected her. Many people hoped Beyonce would break free from the generational curse that appeared to be wreaking havoc in her life. But instead, she and Jay welcomed twins in 2017. And if you watched our Jessica Biel and Justin Timberlake video, then you've already heard the term Band-Aid baby, which is a term that's used to describe a child that's conceived in order to help a couple's failing relationship. Were the twins Band-Aid babies? We're unsure. However, during a 2018 interview with Van Jones, Jay stated their marriage was headed in the right direction.
You can be in love with someone. You can love someone and you're not. And if you haven't experienced love and you don't understand it and you don't have the tools to move forward, then you're going to have complications. Period.
Are we on point with these red flags? Or are we tripping? Let us know down below. And thanks for watching.
Interesante. Yeah, he definitely seems like he's a serial cheater. That's what all of the signs point to. I don't know. But maybe they have an open relationship. Maybe she is fine with what's happening because she's doing her own thing as well. Or maybe they have a business relationship. And she's like, I don't give a fuck what you do. I'm going to do what I do. You do what you do over there. You know, that could be the case. Or maybe she putting on her clown makeup every day. And she's just dealing with it just because. You know, they've been together so long. And she's like, well, if he gonna cheat, it is what it is. Men will be men. You know, maybe she's one of those women. I don't know. But thinking of Lemonade, like, she definitely spoke of his infidelities in, you know, on that album. And it didn't seem like she was okay with it at all. So, you know, there's that. So maybe she is putting on her clown makeup every day. I don't know. We will never know because Beyonce doesn't confirm shit. She don't talk to us, all right? She don't talk to the internet at all, and I respect the fuck out of that. Keep your silence, girl. Fuck these people. You ain't gotta address shit. You ain't gotta confirm shit. You ain't gotta have no Twitter and check on what people saying about you. Fuck all that. Live your life. Do you. You know, you like it. I love it. I ain't with this nigga. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all thought, though. Let me know what other videos you want to watch, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.